guys, thank you for tuning in to Simply Jonaya, and today we have my beautiful little cousin here. What? You want to introduce yourself, Miss Mel?
Hello, my name is Amia.
Yes.
I'm 17, and you know I'm here to get slayed by me.
Yes, period. Okay, yes, and don't forget to shout your channel out.
Oh yeah, my channel is The Manny Shay on YouTube.
Yes.
And The Manny Shay on Instagram.
Okay.
So tune in.
All right, period. And we're gonna make sure we put that right there so it won't be no confusion, okay? So we can get it together. So today we got a video. We are gonna be doing an install. So I'm gonna be walking y'all through this tutorial. You know, everything starts off with foundation. Like with any product, anything that you do, anything is all about foundation. So the key to a good install is a solid foundation. Baby girl got a lot of hair, okay? A lot of thick hair. I'm not finna smack no chunky braids in her hair and just, you feel me, slap a wig on there, because then it's gonna be giving fat. So I gotta take my time and really go through it and give her some braids. So that's what I'm doing right now. I was just detangling, making sure we good so we won't have no pulling or nothing. And now we gonna see how many braids. I'm thinking like 10. At least probably more. We gonna see, okay? So I'm just a person that's learning how to braid, so maybe I can dumb down braiding for you and tell you the techniques that I use to learn how to braid. So let's add that in there too. We finna zoom in, okay? Let me say it one more time in the camera. I gotta stop cussing so much on my channel. Not too fudging much on the beater beads, okay? They not even beater beads, they called curls. Don't ever come, all right? Stop playing. Okay, but we up close and we personal, so we gonna start with a nice little section of a small little braid. And I don't know about y'all, but all my life my fingers did not work. For real.
No, I still don't.
So braiding has never been my strong suit. I didn't like the inconvenience of always needing a braider when I was doing hair. Sometimes, like, I love my sisters to death, you feel me, they used to help me out, but like I didn't want to always have to, you know. So I'm like, let me get my fingers together and learn how to braid. And I just started doing anything and it started coming together and look like something. So that's what we did.
So taught, we love it.
Yes, literally. Ain't that always the way?
Yeah, like I just want to start on YouTube. I already made my channel. I got this whole like little set dedicated to just YouTube. This was the one.
Let me see.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, no, that look good. Okay. You made that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I'm just waiting to get.
Okay, so I decided it would be better if I come and talk you guys through this. So I literally section off 3 sections at the very, very top of the braid and kind of tuck under and over as I pinch a little bit hair to the section each time, making sure I'm detangling each section as I go so it minimizes the pulling and the tugging on the hair. So you can literally see, if you look close enough, the pinching method. That's literally me taking a little bit of hair from behind it and then tucking it under and then keeping it on going.
Yes. Like, I'm gonna follow my cousin's footsteps.
Yes, I love it.
Hop on that.
For real. And it pays, baby. That's one thing that people don't realize is cosmetology is like not just the providing services part, but it's a $1 billion industry. Yeah. Like, and it's something that Black women dominate, like, but we don't make up the large part of the people who's receiving the profit for that $1 billion industry. Like, so why?
Sidebar, I genuinely love how my little cousins kind of like look up to me and just, you know, the stuff that we're doing in life. We're trying, but as you can see, I'm moving slow with this. I'm gonna speed up the rest of it instead of when I start the other braid, just so you guys can know, like, I'm still starting off, like I'm still getting comfortable with my braiding. I literally just learned and taught myself how to braid, so No, slow and steady wins the race. My goal is for the foundation to be as neat as possible so the wig won't be lumpy underneath. So I really do take my time on the braids. And now if you're doing this to provide services for other people, it could cut into your clients. Just the more people that you are able to fit in each day. But the more you do it, the better and easier it'll get for you. Okay, now for this one, I wanted to make sure I really slowed down for you guys, especially for beginners, okay? So we literally separate 3 sections like that, and I scoop my finger behind it as I'm pinching under it, okay? And I literally keep that going. So literally behind and under, behind, under, pinch, behind, under, pinch. And I promise a braid of some way, shape, or form is going to form, okay?
All right, y'all, we are back, and a lot has happened in the meantime, okay? I done almost passed out. I done had to run to go get food and something like a little quick little energy or something, okay? But foundation is down. You see, we had to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 braids.
Not too much.
Not in her hair, so I was way off with 10, like, maybe. So we almost at 20 braids, boy, and look at the hair still lengthened. So I'm gonna turn you around. We connected some of these braids in the back, okay, and what I'm gonna do is connect them even more a little bit, sew them up, and then we gonna have our cap on this, and this will be our foundation, okay? So hair is gonna be like under here, just away from all the mess. And yes, look at that, face is facing, baby.
Glow is glowing.
Okay, it is. And before we do that, I like to add a little bit of oil to the scalp. Okay, this is anti-itch oil and do-grow oil.
I be patting my head.
Yeah, so I hate itchy install. So just go down each of her braids with this, and I try not to put it too close to the front, honestly. Like I take the leftover oil that's on my fingers and oil up her edges, because I don't want too much oil on the front, because then it can cause lifting on your install. So, and then I still wipe the front with alcohol and all of that stuff too, just to, so it can last, okay? All the way down. Okay, so now look at that, baby. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of this around. This is the got to be glue. I usually use the black one, and then I put this around the perimeter and literally gel her whole hairline back towards her face, okay? Anything that's oil free really is like good to use, because a little goes a long way. We don't want no extra cakey stuff on her edges. We promote healthy hair around here, so we just go a little goes a long way, literally, and then just gel those edges back, okay? Do that all around her perimeter. So once that cap go on there, it's not less likely for the glue to hit any flyaways of hair or anything like that. So you can still have your edges once this install come up. Cause I don't play like that. Okay. Especially for my folks with lower hairlines, like me and her, as you can see, like her hair really stopped right here. So it's like super close to her eyebrows and stuff. So in order for that to like completely be like covered and seamless, especially you don't want the glue to already go all the way down there, so it can start giving like the helmet effect and stuff. Just make sure this stuff is slicked back. And then to seal it in, I'm gonna give it a little spray with the freeze spray and slap our cap on. Yeah.
never get over how cold that is.
Yes, literally freeze spray. For her, since she got sideburns, I'm literally gonna part out a part to where I can literally like section where her cap is going to be, so it just won't be like all her sideburns won't be swooped up into her lace, okay? Because those, we need those too. Some people shave their sideburns off. It ain't never that deep, baby. Not for no install. I'm sorry, it ain't never that deep. Especially now, we gotta care about our hair, okay? Never that deep. Don't play like that. HD wig caps.
Yes.
Yes. So
the slate to look.
Yes, the thinner the better. Okay, so these literally are thinner than stocking cap materials. Like, so this again, this will act as a protective layer for the hair. I don't know how much these are, honestly, but they breathable. It's not gonna feel like wiggish and stuff under your hair. So I'm gonna get that together. Let me go find some alcohol real quick. Okay.
You working?
So make sure we wipe the.
Fine, I'll just handle it, shall I? That's why everybody dumps their shit on
And
me.
then I slightly just, you know, like just slightly, just a little bit, so that top oil really won't seep into her cap and it won't, you know, cause just slipping like super normally, especially since I use that oil on her scalp. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more of this and then add your cap on just to make it a little tacky. Period. But it looks like, you know how sometimes the lace under can get that white look, or like that light skin kind of tan look. I feel like this gives more like skin impression underneath.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like, yeah, it's just enough barrier, like no extra, not no, you know, just enough barrier in between you and the wig. Yes, that's why I said the thinner the better, and it's still strong, as you can see.
Okay, what we were doing was explaining the differences between the HD cap and the old stocking caps that we usually use, and explaining what I like about these. As you can see, there is a huge difference, okay? So right now we're just cutting out the ears and all of that good stuff, and now we finna spray her down with some Goxaby spray, some freeze spray, and let that dry on there, and add some makeup, and we all good to go with that.
Then I slide it back, okay? Slide it back. All that extra, slide it back. And then, as you can see, doing that, it'll get just enough of the front of her hairline wet with that product as well. Let me show y'all. Okay. So, doing a spray a little bit like this, and then slide it back. You see, it kind of moistens it all the way up into the front of her hairline. So it's not just packed onto her braids and stuff, okay? So I'm gonna add another thin layer of that and slide it all back. And while that's drying and setting into place, I am going to go work on getting her lace ready to be installed, okay?
Yeah.
Another thing that's really important that I am going to remember to touch on, well, first, that I love about the HD caps is if I zoom in close, you can literally see like we right at her hairline. So that's something that you can clearly see with this lace, with this cap, because it's thinner. So I take that, and I usually take the end of a comb, or I'll be using like a popsicle sticks or something like that. In order to like finally secure this lace around, I put a real thin layer like right at the end to kind of like secure that down, like, and just let that, the part that it rolls up, I get as close as I can with the scissors without hurting or cutting my client, and then the rest I just secure down with the glue. Okay.
Yep.
And then with that extra makeup that gets on her actual skin, we go in and clean that up as well with, I usually use a way denser brush than this, honestly. Like something that's just, I don't know. Y'all know what dense means?
No.
I hope, because that's literally the only perfect explanation that I can use. More bristles, I guess. So we just do this, let this blend in with her. And now, since that HD lace is so light, we really don't like need to go too crazy, okay? Because it's just the tint that's gonna show under that wig, okay? So I make sure I get that. And now, now that we got you color matched, put a little bit on here. I don't use a lot for this first layer because again, my goal is to lay this cap down and secure it all the way. So I literally unroll the cap a little bit and let it just melt in seamlessly with a little bit of this glue. Okay. Okay, so I didn't show how I threaded my needle, so I just put the thread through there, let it meet at the end, knot it, boom, like that. Okay, if that makes sense. If not, I can have a further detailed video, but I hook it through like that and then literally push that through there, and that's my knot. So it's easier to take out. I'm not knotting up her hair or just, you know, nothing like that. That's stuck. We ain't got to wrap it around and we ain't got to do none of that right now, okay? We ain't got to do none of that right now, okay? I understand, but it's locked. It ain't going nowhere like that. And then I just go up and under all the way over to where I know it's loose braid or anything at. Some people do secure through it in, so go over and then, you know, over like that, which does tighten it more, but we don't need that. Also don't need the extra tension on her hair because I did kind of make sure it was secure before we even did that. Okay, but if you're gonna do it, I recommend doing it in the middle where it's like the bulk of your braid at, and then when the end more where it's more likely for breakage, I wouldn't recommend that, honestly. We just need the little wrap around.
Yeah, I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't be afraid to get into it with that hot comb, okay? I advise doing most of your pressing before it actually gets to the head. That way you can make sure it's flat, okay? I also wanted to make sure that I clarified that now that I'm putting on the actual layers of the Gots to Be glue, I go a little bit wider with my layers, and I also make sure that the layers are completely clear before going into it with the next one. And I use about 3 decent sized layers of hair before I actually put the lace down. And I make sure that it's clear first, okay? Make sure. Also, don't be afraid to go in and touch up with more glue if you need to. And make sure you dry it clear like you would normally do anywhere else. And then I go into it with my paper wrap on top of my lace band to help with the extra product buildup on my lace wrap. And I spray it with a little black Got to Be spray and let that stay on there for the remainder of the time while I'm styling the hair, so it can really bond and lock, and make sure I do her edges and all of that first, so then I only have left to style. So I'm about to throw her curls in the hair and let y'all watch that, and talk to y'all at the end of the video. Enjoy. Okay, now guys, I take this time to go around and do my last minute touch-ups. I like to brush out the edges just a little bit, comb them out just a little bit to add some fluffiness back to them so they won't be super hard. And they'll still last the same, and then make sure I comb the hair back away from the face, kind of form the curls how they need to. Any last minute touch-ups that I feel like will complete the set, I now use this time to do that. So make sure you do not forget this. Finishes is key as well as foundation.
Slay by name.
Period. And we're gonna leave it at that. All right, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace. Okay. And she said, get slayed by Nate, period. Okay, period. Okay.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, pretty, pretty.